Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to get
Hi, it was so nice to see you again.
Nice seeing you, Chase. See you.
See you guys. You guys get safe. Have a safe
Come on, come on.
Have fun.
Come on, ladies.
We're coming, we're coming. We had to say bye to the cute boy.
Yeah.
So?
You what?
No, I don't think so. So, how do you like? How was
Take a left turn on East Indian School Road.
He's what?
Amusing?
So amusing. Yeah, he's
Why
like
do you say
witty,
that?
you can tell.
He's like so witty. Like he obviously knows he's attractive.
Really?
So you liked him?
I'm like, are you trying to like be someone's like sugar baby? Is that a thing when you're a man? And he was like, no. I'm like, you're in Scottsdale now. You're not telling me that like 70-year-old women come in for lunch and hit on you. He's like, just ahead, make a left turn on North 44th Street.
He's like, no, I'm not telling you that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about like sugar baby con. Like, and I was like, what is happening?
Allie goes, is shitting at your
Using
sugar
the left
baby?
lane, make a left turn on.
I go, I don't even know what that means.
Number one, if I was gonna like pay for
Do you know what that means?
they
I
would
do.
definitely be 6'5", not 6 foot-ish. I'm like, oh,
So he's not good enough to be your sugar baby.
I don't know. He showed me that. He
Yeah,
was like,
I feel like he was like showing you
he
some.
showed- I'm like,
yeah.
he was like, well, I did some modeling at some point. I'm like, I want to see the photos. In the photos, I was like, oh dear God.
You're like, oh, you could be my sugar baby.
I'm
any
like,
day.
take your fucking shirt off right now. Just give my friends a little peep show. I didn't say that out loud, but in my mind, I was like, honestly, this is what dreams are made of when you're alone with your vibrator later.
Oh my God.
I am going to think about that curve in his ab that I saw in the photo.
I would just like to caveat this with when you think about my Uber rating, I'm the one that called you, and she's just the drunk person that I met at the bar.
That is not going to affect the
I just
rating.
want to let you know, I'm 5 on Lyft and I'm 5 on Uber.
I am too.
I don't know what. I think I'm like
492.
I don't puke.
Oh,
I'm
492.
on time. Yeah, I talk a
How
lot
did I
of
get
shit in the
492?
backseat, but you know, that's fine.
Apparently
Yeah,
somebody
492 because of
rated you
people
a
like
4.
her. I'm just kidding. No, I had a puke situation once, but it wasn't me, so I talked my way out of it. I know. I know.
I just like to talk about the young dick that apparently.
It was like $14 or whatever. It wasn't a lot.
No, that's about a typical ride, yeah.
And I
14 bucks is a lot cheaper than a DUI. Hey,
yeah.
thank you.
No, I started drinking at 7 o'clock this morning. I shouldn't drive shit. We were shooting ducks out by a gate earlier.
But I mean, you know, that's the way I look at it. I have people that hop in the vehicle and they're like, this cost me $100, and like, but it's still cheaper than a DUI.
Yeah, all day long.
All day long. I'm like, I'm glad you thought about that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
I would rather pay $100 than get a DUI.
Dude, I'd rather pay $500 and get DUI.
Right? Yeah, because the DUI is like now.
Dad's a retired attorney, or friend's an attorney. I know better.
It's like 14 grand.
No, just spend the fucking money. Don't be a fucking.
Yeah.
Spend the money. Get yourself home safe. If you can't afford to go be a retard, don't go be a retard.
Exactly.
Real simple.
Yeah.
I have the money to go be a retard. I still don't want to.
Atta girl. It's gonna be your right up here.
Yep.
First one coming up.
Believe me, I have money to go be a retard, but I like to pick up the people that want to be retarded.
You than the government of Arizona. Fuck off.
All right.
I am the government of Arizona.
I know. I won't give it to you either.
I don't want to give it to you either. I love it.
I like this guy better.
U.S. Highway 60
Although really, when you think about it, I cannot be the only person who's ever forgot their ID.
Right.
But this happened, okay, so this is not as bad as what happened to me before. I was maid of honor at my best friend's wedding, and I had a flight at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I got to the airport, and I went to go through security, and I did not have my ID. And this was like 2012 maybe.
You didn't actually have your physical ID?
No, I didn't have my driver's license.
Wow.
So I was like, son of a bitch, what am I gonna do? I did not have time. So I was in security and I was like, I don't know what can I do.
Arizona,
And I was like, look, I have literally everything else. I don't know why my driver's license is not in my wallet, but I was like, look, I have my fingerprint clearance card, I have my work ID, I have all these things. I was like, my credit cards with my name on them. I was like, I literally have everything except for my driver's license right now. And so they were able to let me on the plane. But the funny thing is, then I got to where her wedding was, and I had no idea.
Mile, take right exit 153A
And
onto
even though I
Arizona
was
143 north using the upcoming right 2 lanes.
They, like, the bartender was like, I can't serve you without, like, and I was like, it's fine, like, I totally get it. And so, all my friends were like, seriously, come on, like, please, you can tell she's not 21, like, come on. I was like, thanks, guys. But eventually I did get through. But yeah, coming back, I had to, you know, go through the
Using
same
your right
process.
2
But
lanes, take right exit
that wasn't as
153A
bad
onto
as
Arizona 143 north.
2018, I went for a work conference in New Orleans, and it was like, honestly, I'm not a rookie traveler, but it was a rookie move. I was gonna just take my debit card and my ID. I was going out with some work friends, and I was the only girl. So
Sky Harbor Boulevard.
I was gonna take my ID and my debit card and just put it in my back pocket. And then I was like, no, you know what, Kelly, that's stupid because you're gonna sit on a bar stool, it's gonna slide out of your back pocket, and then you're gonna be screwed. And the funny thing is, I had 2 copies of my driver's license at that point because at one point I had lost, or thought I lost mine, but found it in the coat pocket.
Okay.
So I had 2 copies, but they were both in my wallet. So anyway, I thought, okay, I'll just take my debit card and I'll take my ID. And I was like, no, because if my debit card falls out, then I gotta cancel it, whatever. And then I thought, I'll just have Meg hold one of my colleagues. So I was like, I'll just have Meg hold it. And I was like, no, I don't want to be that girl who's like asking for you know, supervisor at work basically to like carry your stuff for her. So I was like, I'll just take my wallet. And my wallet's like one of those, you know, kind of foldable like clutch things.
Okay.
And I was wearing a hoodie because it was November. And I had a pocket in the front of the hoodie that it slid right in.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, this will work. I'll just put it in my pocket. Well, then it got really hot in the bar, and I took my sweatshirt off and I tied it around my waist. And at some point, somebody swiped my wallet, and I lost everything. And I was in Louisiana at the time, and so getting home was like a nightmare. My boyfriend was like ready to pack up the kids and drive across country to come pick me up because I could not get on a plane.
And
I was like,
take right
do you have a piece of
3B on
mail in your
East Sky
backpack or
Harbor
anything? And I was like,
using
no,
the
sir, I
upcoming
was
right
literally
lane.
here for 3 days for a work conference. I don't have any mail with me. He's like, could you just check and make sure? I was like, there's like 4 pieces of paper in my bag. I know for a fact none of them is mail. It's stuff from my conference. I was like, look, I have my conference badge. I said, I'm literally wearing a t-shirt that has my name on it. Like, can you know, like, why would I have a jacket with somebody else's name on it? Like, can you just help me out, please? I have to get home to my
right
kids.
lane, take right exit 3B onto East Sky
And that
Harbor Boulevard.
one was a major challenge. I was able to finally get on the plane, but it definitely took some work.
Yeah.
And I had to go through like a physical pat down and like everything, and I was just like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. But yeah, but I had to like trying to get back into my hotel room because of course my hotel key was in my wallet too. And so when I got back to the hotel, like,
they're asking for ID.
Yeah, exactly, to let me into the room. And so I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I literally have nothing. My whole wallet got stolen. And at that point I was drunk too, so it was great.
In 1 mile, continue straight to stay on East Sky
they had
Harbor
a security
Boulevard.
guard, and they were like, you know, basically, okay, do you have a computer in your room or anything? And I said, yes. And they're like, do you have to log into your computer? And I was like, yes. And they said, okay. So they took me upstairs and had me log into my computer in front of them, and they were like, okay. And then they gave me an extra key. But that was the only way that.
At least that guard was smart about that.
Yeah, no, and especially like because like I said, I brought it up. I was like, okay, my computer's in my room, and they're like, do you have to sign into it? And I was like, yes. And I was like, please just get me into my room. I was like, oh man, it was bad. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and like I said, I was like drunk. It was. I was like lit up like a Christmas tree.
Quarter mile.
well, because at the time, like, I had just, like, lost a bunch of weight, which obviously the pandemic I gained it back, but I had just lost a bunch of weight. I didn't drink very much in general, and so I was not used to, and I tried to keep up with the boys. And
Oh.
it was not a good idea. Fortunately, I work with some very nice people who took care of me, but in terms of like making sure I didn't like run off with some random weirdo, and never would take advantage of me or anything. But it was definitely I got lucky that the people I was with had my back and whatever, because I definitely should not have tried to keep up with the boys that day.
That's great. I love it.
My life is definitely a soap opera. There's lots of twists and turns.
There is nothing wrong with that. It makes life fun.
Yeah, no, I tell people all the time, I'm like, I can't make this shit up. Like, I mean, honestly, if I were this creative, I would be very rich.
Get out of the effing way.
I would be very rich.
As a comedian.
As a writer or something.
Right,
yes,
right.
But anyway, well, thank you so
Hey,
very much.
not a problem.